What's up? What's up? This see how this goes. I normally don't go live on Sundays. Sometimes I do. But today's kind of a special day for me. Even if no one shows up, I'm still here. Today marks 2 years of being on YouTube. So I'm excited about that. And plus it's Father's Day. I got some kick-ass gifts for my kids. My daughter got me my first flower ever. She bought me a lily. So that's cool as hell. My son got me a flower. My wife got me a t-shirt. And some candy and a double bacon cheeseburger. Or a double quarter pounder with cheese. Yes. So today's a cool day. I appreciate this is really not about me today. This is about everybody else that has made this all possible for me to do and keep doing. I know I've missed a lot of people. I put some of them down on the bottom there, and the ticker across the bottom. If your name's not down there, just call me an asshole. What's up, Mr. John? How are you? I got her in there. How are you, Mr. John? Thank you. I appreciate the congrats for sure. Definitely hasn't been easy. It's definitely been one of the most challenging things that I've had to do publicly on here. Yep, I got Aunt Amy on here too. Happy Father's Day. I sent you a message earlier today, Mr. John. I don't know if you got it or not, but the bottom of the banner says, thank you to all of the following for making this possible: Sugar Glider, Old Lady O, Hardy Dad, Rich the Beer Guzzler, Midnight Valkyrie, Cash, Candy Rapper 420, Arctic Timberwolf, Mr. John, Mr. Mike, Aunt Amy, Manoa Islander, Hardy Boy TV, Lisa S, Hot Damn Elaine, her sister Dot, James Chapman, Dippy, MG the OG, Act Right People, and I didn't put it on there, I forgot by the time I started. And Casey Seaglass. I didn't get your name on the bottom there, but you know you're in my heart, sweetheart. Those are just some of the people. Yes, and I'm even going to pay a little bit of homage here to some of the people that have helped me get here, even though it was in a negative way. Even though we no longer talk and associate, they all played a vital role in where I've gotten today with this channel. Nicolina777, thank you for being a bitch and showing me what it's like to just know better who to trust and who not to come out, you know what I mean? So I appreciate you being the way you are, because without you I wouldn't be who I am, and I wouldn't be as open to the fuckery on YouTube, I guess you could say. Mr. and Mrs. Griff, thank you for being the way you are and helping me the way you did. Batgirl, even you. Opa, even you. Everybody that has played a part in coming here and being here, whether it was positive or negative, I appreciate it, because all of you have played an equal important role of my channel being where it's at today. So I appreciate it. Yes, that's right. I said Nicolina, Charlotte Webbing, all of you that I no longer talk to. I appreciate it. Even Rap. Like, thank you for showing me the ins and outs of what it's like to be stabbed in the back. So there you go. Right? So there you go. Well, I'm glad you find it easy coming over to this channel, Mr. John. For sure. I don't know how long I'll be doing this live stream. Especially if nobody comes up on panel. You guys know how I just love being on panel by myself. Even though this is a celebration, this is an open topic. I will be starting a backup channel here in the near future. Just so you know, I think I'm going to run 2 channels. There's going to be this one as the awareness channel. And then I'm just going to start a G2K channel where we can do whatever the fuck I want, whenever I want, because I can. So how about that shit? How was your day today, Mr. John? Was it a good one? I hope so. I hope so. You know, Mr. John, you might not know it yourself, but you have become a really big part of my life and my channel. I think about you every single day, even when I don't go live. And I know as long as I go live at a decent hour, even sometimes when I don't go live at a decent hour, I know that I can count on you being here whenever it's possible. So I appreciate that. You've become an important person in my life. So I appreciate you being here. I really do, my friend. I don't really expect too many people to show up because nobody does anymore, but that's okay because it's not about that. It's just about getting the words out there and doing what I want. So there you go. I am glad you had a good Father's Day today, sir. Absolutely glad you had a good Father's Day today, sir. Now, some of you might take it that me saying that about Nicolina was fucked up, but you guys don't know my history with her, and even though I don't speak to her and I don't respect her, she did play a very vital role in me being here on YouTube. So yeah, there is that. The Griffs absolutely played a huge role. Paloma, she was one of the first ones to show me some decency and kindness, even though things didn't go the way we thought they were going to. It's still, I understand why she made the decision she made. Oh, Outlaw Trucker, even Outlaw Trucker. Even though Queen Nessie, you know I fucking love you, Queen Nessie. I can't forget Queen Nessie. Like you are one of my biggest supporters. I know that, and you know I will always have respect enough for you, Queen Nessie. Mick and Nick, Blistering Barnacles. See, there's so many of them. I couldn't have put them all in there anyway. Well, that's quite a compliment. I'm glad I could help you, man. I'm glad you could help me too, sir. Like you have no idea how much your words mean to me, Mr. John. Really have helped me. I'm not gonna lie, I've been struggling lately mentally. I really have been. Depression's a motherfucker, and it's a battle every single day, and I'm struggling. Hello, Mr. John.
Hey, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Oh, hanging it in there. Just chilling out, relaxing.
Hell yeah.
Getting ready for my week to start.
Yeah, you got a busy week this week, sir?
Yeah, I'm gonna probably a pretty busy summer. I hope get my truck back, and I got a lot of work I got to go bid on, and they're cutting us back on hours at the job that I go to every day. We're getting cut down to 30 hours a week, but that's all right. Get out there and hit the bricks and find some more work. You know how it is.
Yep, I do. For sure.
I've been lucky enough to be blessed in my life to learn some pretty good trades by a lot of really smart guys. So I can usually drum up something.
Hell yeah. And then if you can't make ends meet like that, I got a couple secrets I can help you hook up with. You know what I mean? If you got a Walmart near your town,
yeah,
I can show you how to make some real simple money, man.
Hey, I might take you up on that.
Like I'll
I'm
show
not
you.
20. I'm not 25 anymore.
As long as you can pack, a case of water, you'll be fine.
Oh, I can do that. All right. That's not a problem.
Let me
That's
show
not a
you
problem
this.
at all.
Let me show you this, sir. Let me show you this. This is what I've been doing. This is what I've been doing for the last 6 months, 8 months, and it's good money, especially if you got another job you're doing and shit. If you don't do it, I do it full time. I work 12 to 14 hours a day. So, but only half of that's actual working. You know what I mean? Most of it's just sitting there waiting for them to load my car.
Yeah.
But check out these numbers.
Can't quite see it.
Oh, come on.
Holy mackerel.
That's it. That's each one of those is a week.
Holy shit.
That's
Yeah, that's
408, 610, 356, 413, 549, 501. And then don't stop.
holy mackerel, man. Yeah. Yeah, that would definitely interest me. It's
Yeah,
a
and
lot easier than
it's not
building
hard.
walls and huh.
You know, it's not hard. It's just sometimes there's some orders that I get that I got to climb up, 3 flights of stairs and no elevator packing cases of water, but it's all worth it in the end, you know.
Yeah, definitely.
So
Yeah. I'll have to have you share a few secrets with me. I've got some building jobs that I got to do. I've always done hard physical work my whole life. I don't think I've ever had I think, probably, to be honest with you, where I'm at right now is about the easiest job I've ever had. It's kind of tedious and monotonous, but it's about the easiest job I've ever had. And
yeah,
that's, yeah, oh God, yeah. I mean, I sit on a bucket with a cushion on it all day. And the hottest part is it gets really hot in the summer. It gets really hot. It was like 100 and, I don't know, 123 in the booth last summer when I was in the black booth.
oh shit,
And I'm in there for 12 hours. Yeah, we get a break, 2 15 minutes and a half an hour break. It's not difficult. It's a matter of, not bragging, but I've painted about everything from motorcycles to cars to boats, trucks.
yeah,
You name it, I painted it. Houses. I had my own paint company. Wanda and I did this. My wife, Wanda. We had our own paint company for about, I don't know, about 18, 19 years. And that was all right. But the only nice part about that is I could make my own hours, you know. And when I got married, when her and I got married, 30 years ago, if I wanted to take 2 weeks off, I could take 2 weeks off.
right. And see,
You
that's what I
know,
like. That's what I like doing. That's what I like about driving, delivering is I can work when I want. I don't have to work every single day. I don't have to maintain a certain amount of deliveries each month to stay on the platform. I just got to be on the platform.
geez, yeah, that sounds like a plan to me. How do I
Hell
sign
yeah.
up for that?
I'll send you the information. I'll send you my uh whatever it is, my referral link. So that way, like if you use my referral link, we'll both get like $150 credit bonus
Sounds good to me.
after you make your first 50 deliveries or something like that. So, it's all good, man. It's simple. It's simple, and the best part about it for me is I don't have to deal with people
Well, yeah,
because
that would definitely be a nice thing.
because believe it or not, I am not a people person. I really, I really am not a people person.
No, I can see that with you. I mean, I can see that you have your times that you're very social, and I know that you're very passionate about the cause that you fight, and that gives a huge tip of the hat from me. I mean, you know, fighting pedophilia and children getting hurt and stuff like that is huge in my book because that's not an easy battle, and I'm sure it's not easy. Having gone through it yourself, I'm sure it's probably either that it gives you such a passion inside that you want to see every one of them squashed like a bug, like I do.
Yes, sir. You
I
know,
mean,
it's something
it's
that
just
definitely hits me really hard.
oh, I can tell. I can see the passion in your face and your eyes when you talk about it on your channel when you have those shows. I mean, but yeah, you're one of the very few that I tune into now. So I only have like 4 people. I tune into Dotney Lane, of course, and I've got I think maybe 2 or 3 others besides you, and that's about it. It was just so many, and it was so some of them are alright, but I get to some of them, and hey, I have no problem with somebody wants to have a couple drinks on air. I smoke and stuff like that. I don't drink anymore, but I have a few people that would get on there and just get drunk and pass out, and somebody else would run their show, and I can't do that. Now, if I'm going to see that person, I'm going to see that person.
Well, that means a lot to me, sir.
And you're always straight up, and straight shooter, and I appreciate that. That's big to me. You know, I always had the theory that a friend will tell you got a booger hanging or you got bad breath.
Absolutely.
That's a friend.
That's a friend for sure. And
Yeah.
I don't have many of those anymore in my life,
No, they're hard to find. I mean, I had a friend that passed a while, quite a few years ago, and he said if you can count your real friends on one hand, he said you're lucky.
Yeah.
And that's pretty true to fact. I mean, I've got family. When my mom and dad died, and then my sister died shortly after that. And there was a lot of loss in my life for about 2.5, 3 years. I lost my father-in-law, who was an incredible man that my wife and I took care of the last few years of his life. And then my dad was always pretty sick when I was growing up, but he was just my father was just tough. He was tough in old boot leather. He never gave up, never stopped fighting. It's probably where I get it all from is my father and my mother. My mother was the same way. I'm the last of 8 kids.
Wow.
And my mother was a 5-foot Swede, and my father was a 6'6" French Scotsman.
Big guy.
He was a big guy. He was big all the way around. Those, not just big body, but big heart. And he had a 6th grade education, and he knew the Bible better than most pastors and college graduates I do when I went to school. He read it every year. And it wasn't to get his name on the board in church because he never told anybody he read it every year. But I asked him one time, and I said, Dad, why do you read the Bible every year? And I was young. He said, because if you read it once and you think that's all God's got to tell you, he said, you're not reading it for the right reasons. He said, he teaches me something different and new every year.
Right.
And he did. He always taught my dad something cool. My father was a very wise man for a 6th grade education. He was in World War II. He'd been all over the world, literally. All over the world.
Both my grandpas served in World War II. My grandpa on my mom's side and my grandpa on my dad's side were both part of the first group that went in Normandy.
I had 2 uncles that went on the beach in Normandy. 2 of my father's brothers. They was there. My father was on a ammunition and oil tanker for refueling ships in the Merchant Marines. Said he went down Submarine Alley 14 times.
Wow.
Never got hit.
Wow. That's amazing.
Yeah, it was. And the most amazing part is way, way, way before Warren and I were even born. Him and my father-in-law were at the same port in Australia. They probably drank in the same bar. They were at the same exact port in Australia. My father-in-law was a merchant marine too. It was in the same exact port in Australia, they told me. And they probably crossed paths and never even knew it.
Yep.
Oh, lied to get in the service.
Yeah, they both lied to get in the service because my father had a really rough life. His mom died, and excuse me, 2 weeks later, his father gave him away.
Oh, wow.
Because his mother supposedly had an affair with a big Scotsman down on the railroad. Because I guess my grandfather was a bastard, I guess. He was a son of a bitch to deal with. So after his mom died, 11 days later, his father gave him and his sister, Honey Girl, that was her real name, Honey Girl, away. And he was in foster home to foster home, and he had problems just like you had. at 1. And he ran away again, took care of his sister, and said, "You stay right here." He said, "I'm going to go join the Merchant Marines and go into World War II." He came back, took care of his sister, and did everything he said he was going to do. My father did.
Father was a good man.
He was. My dad was a real good guy. He was funny as heck. You would have liked my dad. He was very, very funny. He was quite a joker. For a man that had the faith that he had, he said some awful off-color things sometimes, but I do too. I mean, I loved him for it. I really did, because it made me respect him not only as a man of God, but as just a human being, and that's all that he was trying to teach us kids to be.
Just be human.
Yeah.
It's not that hard to do, you know. It's really not that hard to do.
No, it sure isn't. It's just a matter of just, you know, I just try to give people the same grace that God's granted me. It's not always easy. I mean, I've been dealt a few blows here, some self-inflicted bullet wounds of my own, and some that weren't, like my truck getting the tank maple syrup and all that stuff. I was really, had to get me mad. I was really fucking pissed. I was really, really, really pissed. I was like, I knew exactly who did it, and man, I wanted to seek revenge in the worst way. Oh man, I did. So bad. And I bet. By God's grace, I didn't. I mean, I don't have a lot in life that I say, yeah, besides my wife and kids, that I can say, yeah, that's mine, and I really enjoy that, and I like it, and I love it, kind of, in a way. I don't love it more than people, but it's just a truck, and I understand that, but I haven't bought myself one in 31 years. So when I'm buzzing out brand new, it's kind of old, little creaky. It's 2015, makes a little bit of racket. It's actually not that creaky. It's pretty nice, but it's in pretty good shape for the miles and stuff on it, to be honest with you. But I just one of those things, you know. I've worked hard for it, and I can't believe I made it as far as I did the day I drove it. And what really pisses me off more than anything is I missed it, because I usually catch anything on my truck that's not in place.
Right.
It's kind of like an OCD thing I have. And man, I cannot believe that I missed maple syrup running off my fender flare and all down the side of my truck and all around my filler lid. I couldn't believe it. And I drove it from Northport, where I live, to Rockland, Maine, and it's about 45 minutes. And I can't believe I made it. I got all the way down there and went in and got a coffee and a pack of cigarettes and come out. I was going to bid on a job. I went to start it, and it's just click, 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 click. And I'm like, man, that's weird. And I did put a quart of oil in it that day. I need a little bit of oil. It usually does before I change it. So I said, well, I'll just throw some in. I'll get it changed next week. Went in and pressed the button, and click, click, click. I'm like, man, it's like, not thinking again. I said, well, maybe I hit a wire or something. I said, I don't believe it. I said, just put some oil in it. And I looked around and nothing. I just happened to be walking past it. It was a four-door. It was F-150. It's a 2015 F-150 Lariat FX4 off-road F-150. And I'm like, what the hell? And I look down the side, and I can see maple syrup. And the people who did it are alcoholics. I know that they are. It doesn't take a mind reader to know. I've seen the alcohol that they drank, and it was like, wow. And I looked, and it was just maple syrup all down around the filler tube and around the gas cap, all over the fender flare, and dripping off then.
It's fucked
up. I was like, oh yeah. I was like, wow. I was like, I got maple syrup. I'm like, I can't fucking believe this. I'm like, no way. But it happened, so it's almost fixed. I gotta get the filler tube for it. They're waiting for it to come in at the Ford garage. My insurance is going to pay about $800 of it, $760, and I got to pay $1,000. That's my deductible. But you can pray for me there that I get the money quicker than I hope. I hope they get it fast, but it's going to take me a couple checks to get $1,000 into them. But I got to get it back. I can't be another month without my truck. I'll go crazy.
Yeah, my car just went down beginning of last week, and God, I was so stressed out about it, because without my car, I can't work, period.
Oh, yeah.
I can't even walk to work, to do work without my car. So the battery, the alternator, and the serpentine belt all took a shit on me within 24 hours.
Oh, man, I'm sorry to hear that, bro. That sucks. That
So-
really sucks. Yeah, it's no fun being a vehicle down. I mean, Wanda's got her truck. She got a brand new Chevy Trailblazer, and I hate. No, I appreciate her so much letting me use it, but I hate driving it. You know what I mean? It's only got like 9,000 miles on it, and it's
Right.
almost 3 years old. It's like in mint condition. It's beautiful shape. But right now, it's all we got, her and I, and they've even messed around with that. That's why I was so pissed off the other night. I had a brand new sander and a box of sandpaper, 100 pack of sandpaper she bought me for a great big deck that I'm refinishing for my insurance agent, actually. And somebody get in it. It's partially my fault. I forgot to lock the fucking thing. And somebody get in it and stole that out of the back. So I paid a visit to the store that the girl works at. The whole story is that I was supposed to do some work for this girl. I don't know if I told you this or not. I don't think I texted you all this.
Nope, you didn't.
Well, I was supposed to do some work for this girl. And I don't know how much you know about contracting, but when you're a contractor, you take some money up front. You always do.
Yep.
And so I took $500 up front out of like a $4,000 job. I only took $5. I said, yes, just give me $500. So that'd be good. This will get me going. And,
Yeah, but
Most contractors usually take half.
right, most take half, and I only took $5. So I told her, I said, look, I said I work Monday through Thursday, 10 hours a day. So I come over Thursday evening. I said, I can start Friday morning and go Friday, Saturday, Sunday for you. She said, yeah, that would be better. I said, okay, that'd be fine. I said, that works for me. And then I went down and I gave her all the lumber at my prices because, I know she's working like I am and stuff. But if I had known things were going to go the way they were, I went down to her house and I looked down the basement, and I'm not kidding you, there's 2 inches of water on the floor. There was bare wires hanging in the water that was still live.
wow.
There was tables, and I mean, you name it down there for shit. Cat boxes, litter boxes, I mean, old wood, all molded to no end. Just shit back from one end of that basement to the other. I said, look, you got to get this all cleaned out of here. I said, if I'm going to replace all these floors. I said, I can't be tripping and staggering around this stuff. I said, I'm going to get hurt. I said, I'm going to get electrocuted. I said, one light in the whole basement. I had other lights set up, but she only had one light down there. So I said, all right, well, I can deal with this. I can get around it. So, came to the point, the first weekend I went over and did very little. I said, you got to get that cleaned up. I said, else I'm going to charge you if I got to clean it. So she's like, oh, yeah, no, we'll take care of it. I said, okay. And one of the next weekend, they didn't have it cleaned up. I said, fuck it. I said, I'll do it. I said, but you're going to have to pay me for it. She said, okay. So I went from throwing some stuff out, a big pile near the Bilko doors, the cellar doors, and then I ended up stacking the stuff they wanted on one side. I was 2 days just doing that. This is a small house, mind you. 2 days just doing that. 9 hours each day. And having squeegeeing water and making sure the pump was running right, because the pump didn't run right. I had to fix that my first day down there. So I finally got that cleaned up good enough so I could work. And I started doing stuff. And I came to measure the house. And I built for about 20 years, maybe longer. And I told her, I said, your foundation's off 3.5 inches. I said, I don't know what you want me to do. I said, I could cheat it on this end a little bit, put any new stringers in, because it was going to get a whole brand new floor system. And she said, yeah, that's fine. Do what you got to do. And during that time, we had a huge snowstorm, and I went over the next day, and I got stuck in the driveway, and I couldn't get out. And she came out, and she was hungover. She was probably still a little drunk from the night before. I started to figure out how much they drank then. And she goes, fuck it. She goes, just go home and just forget it for the day. She said, I can't have you parking on the side of the road. Your truck will get hit, blah, blah, blah. It was like she was concerned for me. And I said, okay, is you sure? She said, yeah. So I drove home. I only live 2 miles away from this girl. She works at Circle K just up the road. I'll tell you that story in a minute. So I said, all right. So I went home.
Hi, Casey.
Hey, how you
All
doing?
I'm good.
I went back to next weekend and again moving stuff around because they stacked more stuff down there. I said, you got to stop putting stuff down in the basement. I said, you're killing me here. I said, I want to get these floors done and going. So we had a little bit of words. She's really, really mean. Oh, God, she's like viciously mean because she's a true alcoholic. She really is. And she's
I know how
young.
those are.
Oh,
And
me too.
she's a very young girl. So
Oh,
She goes, forget it. Just go home. Just go home.
oh,
I
how
said,
young?
huh?
How young?
Oh, gosh, she can't be much more than 28, 29,
Oh,
maybe
Oh,
that's
it's
30.
so
sad.
sad.
That is sad.
And I told her, I said, look, I said, no. I said, we can do this, but you got to get this basement cleaned up. I said, I'm trying to tell you. I said, this is not healthy. I said, it's not healthy for me to be down there breathing all this mold in. It's not healthy for you and your husband up here breathing it in. I said, it's very dangerous. I said, you're going to have a fire. So I went home and I said, all right. I said, I'll go home. I left all my tools over there. She stole all those and got home and she texted me. She goes, well, we want your friendship more than the money, you know. So we're not going to do it now because we probably can't afford $4,000. I said, well, I said, know that this is you making this call. I'm not quitting. She says, oh, no, we know you're not quitting. She was all fine with that then. No, we understand. I figured she's probably drinking at that time. She said, no, we understand. I said, I'll come finish the job. I said, I'll come finish it and do the whole thing. No, we can't afford it right now. We just realized that. And, again, we appreciate your friendship. I said, okay. So I stayed home, and then about 3 days later, she was on a rip. I could tell she was drunk as shit. She started texting me,
Oh,
you piece of fucking shit. We want that $500 fucking dollars back right now. And I just texted, whoa. I said, do you realize how contracting works? I said, I was over there for 4 weekends. I said, I only made $500.
Yeah.
I said, anybody else, I said, I would have made about $5,000. I said, doing all the crap that I did.
oh, hell yeah.
So
And they
she
would
went
have
on,
took half, and they would have required half up front.
right. And
I mean,
and
labor, you're talking like you start at the thousands and in quotes, you know?
I
Yeah.
started with a $4,000 quote, and I only asked them for $500 up front just to get me gas money and stuff to run back and forth.
Right.
And just necessity of stuff what I needed. So came out that she texted me an armload of stuff. I mean, as long as my arm, and I wouldn't entertain it because I knew she was drunk. And I said, well, I said, look, I said, I'm not going to sit here and argue with you. I said, you're not getting the $500 back. I said, you're absolutely dreaming if you think I'm going to try to pan up $500 for you. The last text she said was, always watch your back and you're going to get it when you least expect it. So about 3 weeks passed, and all of a sudden I found out that I had a bottle of maple syrup in my gas tank after I got to Rockland.
Oh,
And I know,
shit.
oh yeah, and I know it was them. I have no idea. I went into Circle K the other day. She says, I'm not going to serve you, John. And I've already had the state police stop up there because I turned it into the police, and they stopped up there, and they gave her a tongue lashing in an interview because they saw the text and everything else that she sent me, and everything else right there, right at her job. The state trooper goes, oh no, I'm right here, John. I'm going to talk to her right now. That's all good. So when I was walking out, she goes, I can't. She wouldn't serve me. I couldn't get a coffee and a pack of cigarettes. I said that kind of set me off a little bit, but I was all right. I kept my cool. And she said, I can't believe you had the balls to come in here. I said, look, I said, it's a convenience store. I said, it was convenient for me to stop there. I said, it's 2.5 miles from my house. I said, I just want to get a coffee and a pack of cigarettes. If you don't want to serve me, I said, I've been more than nice about this whole thing. I said, I haven't even bothered you about my truck. I said, and I fucking know you did it. I said, I absolutely know you did it. I said, I have no problem with anybody else in my life but you and that idiot husband of yours. I said, so be prepared. I said, the cops aren't done with their investigation. And she turned as white as a sheet. I said, there's $2,000 worth of damage you've done to my truck. I said, that's a felony. I said, I know one fucking thing right now. I said, I'm not one for getting the law involved in the shit. I said, but I'm going to push this right to the limit. I said, I don't care if I got to spend another $2,000 getting your ass in court. And she just kind of looked at me.
Oh, hi, Team Rose.
So
That's fucked up.
that's where I stand from there. But my truck's almost fixed and done. I just got a couple of $1,000 for it. This deck I'll make pretty good money off of. I'll have over half it there. Then I'll take and get the other half from my other job, fishing engineering, where I paint snowplows for a living. So it'll all pan out. It always does.
That's fucked up. People are ignorant, man. People are really ignorant.
John?
Yeah, I mean, they could have come up there and said, well, we want to duke it out with you on your lawn. I was like, okay, let's go. I fought my whole life. I'm like, yeah, okay. Probably ain't going to pan out very good for you, but yeah, I'll throw knuckles with your old man if that's what he really wants to do, but I don't think it is. But
Listen. You have to literally, when you look, John, you do everything right. You really do. You got a big
I
heart.
don't. Oh, trust me, I
Well,
don't
you
do
do because
everything
you're a man
right.
of God, you know?
Well, I try. I mean,
You don't have to try, it's in you, okay? I love how you call out things like you don't tolerate people hurting your heart. That's like the most important thing. You're not going to let people take advantage of you. I mean, like that girl coming back and being like, we want our $500 back now. That is just like so rude. Okay. And you weren't asking for a big thing. Like you said, just like maybe to get you a pop or like get you some gas to and fro to get you started
yeah,
on the job and stuff like
all
that.
right.
And I mean, this girl was just ridiculous. You handled it properly, I think.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. My wife thinks so too. My wife has got way more of a temper than I do, and
Oh, I do too.
she was
I was
all
gonna
ready to go
say,
with it.
Is she a Leo?
I was
No,
gonna say,
she's a Taurus.
Oh, yeah. See, Leo and Taurus get along. They're a lot alike. Yeah.
long
I
time
can
ago.
see
I'm an
her hot
Aries.
temper.
Me,
Oh yeah, no, she.
I would have got back in my car. I would have got back in my car, drove home, got my wife, told my wife what happened, and my wife would have went and kicked her ass.
No, Wanda was ready to go over with her handgun and empty it. The three
Hell
boxes of
yeah,
shells
I bet.
she's got right beside of her car.
What's
I
Team Rose say?
guarantee she was. What's that?
Do you know who Team Rose is?
No,
She is
no.
a lovely lady down in the chat room. She's our main girl. Like our
She's from Maine
main
too. She's
girl.
from Maine too.
She's
Yep.
not only our main woman, but like she is actually in Maine.
I'm actually in Maine too.
Well, there you go. So you're our main homie. So you guys
Well,
are our
yeah.
main homies.
Thanks, Team Rose.
What's that?
God, you guys have got to definitely say hello.
No, it's all good. I mean, no, my wife was definitely ready to roll on that situation. It was
Well, hey, you guys,
it was
happy
not
Father's
good.
Day.
What's oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
Happy Father's Day. I hope you
Thank
guys
you.
had an epic day.
Yes,
I did.
yes,
I
Rose.
had a very good day.
She's in Maine
Oh,
too.
did you guys get to hug your kiddos?
I
Oh,
did.
my daughter texted me. She was out and about with her husband and my grandson, and my other daughter's right here in the house. So I got happy
Oh,
Father's Day all the way around. My wife made cowboy stew, which is chop suey here,
mm.
and that was always making me happy. So it was a great
Oh.
Father's Day.
What'd you guys do, Aaron?
I went to work,
Oh, what?
and then and then I came home. I came home and my wife went and picked my son up from college and got my daughter, and they went out and my wife got me a T-shirt and some bandanas and some candy,
Cool.
some sour candy, so that's good. And then
Oh,
about 6 months ago, I bought my daughter and my wife some flowers just because I wanted to buy them some flowers. And they were like, "What are these for?" I was like, "I don't know. I just wanted to give you guys flowers." I was like, "You know what? Nobody's ever bought me flowers in my life. Maybe I want flowers sometime."
really?
So my daughter got me this beautiful lily. I'll actually show it to you guys. And my son got me another flower, and my wife got me a plant. So I'm good.
Cool.
Let me show you these lilies real quick.
Yeah, we went to Ann Arbor.
I'm not sure what that
We had
was.
an epic day at my stepdaughter's house, and God, it felt like only an hour, but hours went by. I mean, they're just so cool to hang out with. I think they're going to move to Europe. They really fell in love with the Netherlands. They just came back from Paris. She's a doctor, so she went to a conference over there. So yeah, I think that they're actually leaning toward moving to Europe. They just aren't like really
Yeah,
impressed with the United States right now. So we're kind of sad about
Oh, those
that.
are beautiful.
So this is the
Very
one my
pretty.
daughter got me.
What's
It's
that?
very nice.
This is the one my daughter got me.
Nice.
Right here.
Is that a tiger lily?
I'm not. Yeah, it's a tiger
Those are
lily.
tiger lilies, I think.
It's a ASIATIC lily.
Hyacinth.
Hyacinth lily. Hyacinth.
Yeah.
It's in the tiger lily family. Yeah.
And this is the one my son got me.
They like to come up with these long fancy names. Ooh,
Yeah,
that's
that's nice.
dope. That's bee balm. Isn't that bee balm?
I'm not sure.
Hummingbirds love those.
Bromeliad. Bromeliad.
Butterflies to hummingbirds, they will love it.
BROMELIAD. Bromeliad.
Huh. Romilly. Yeah.
Nice.
It's
That's
cool.
pretty.
It's cool.
Where are you gonna put them?
I'm gonna keep them in the house.
Are ya?
Yep. They're too special to go outside.
And don't forget, they always got these little like grow lights. They're
Yep.
hella affordable. I saw a cute like wrought iron one that was like $22, and it hung like a half crescent moon. And above it, you could hang a grow light for like your succulents and stuff. It's a good idea. It was only $22, man.
Yeah. And then here's the plant my wife got me because we don't have any plants in the house, and I like plants.
Ooh, that's
Nice.
pretty. I like the leaves.
I
That's very
love that.
So it was a good day.
dope.
It was a good day. And I told him I was hungry and I wanted a double quarter pounder with cheese and bacon and extra pickles, and that's exactly what I got. So I'm good.
Cool.
Nice.
Nice, guys. You guys deserve it.
I got a killer ass family, and I wouldn't trade it for nothing. Tell you what.
No.
Behind
same
every
here.
good man is a very good woman. So you guys are definitely blessed.
All around, a good man is an amazing woman. Not just behind a man, just behind a good man or in front of good.
Well, I
all
would say
around.
my husband and you two found really good wives, y'all. You did good.
Oh yeah. I did real good. No doubt.
Yeah.
5 foot
Like
Irish
my
woman.
husband wouldn't trade me in for nothing. Not a damn thing.
I don't know. Wanda might trade me in for a nice Corvette sometimes. I think.
My wife would do the same. My wife would do the same. My wife would do the same.
Corvettes. I love Corvettes.
Yeah.
Me too, me too. I love to hear them cams purr. Yeah. The way those cams roll in a Corvette. Yum.
My
I love
wife said,
the ass end is.
my wife just said driven by George Strait.
Yeah, my wife would tell me that
69
now.
Stingray.
He looked at me and said, "Oh,
I don't know,
darling."
man. I like those Challengers too, though. Those
Hold on,
Chargers
she'd be
are
grabbing his lap. You didn't say what to hold on to, Mr. Straight.
That's right.
You just said hold on.
That's right.
He said, "Hello, darling." That'd be it. Oh, Jesus.
Oh,
Simple
I bet.
Jesus.
I don't want to
Yeah.
say you'd be a panty dropper, but I bet you'd be a panty dropper.
Yeah.
I dropped something.
I bet you would. I bet you would.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm too tall to be George Strait. He rode a Shetland pony.
Oh,
in
he
that,
did not.
he rode a
Did he
Shetland pony
really?
in that movie, Pure
He
Country.
did not.
He didn't ride a Shetland fucking pony.
No, he
He
didn't.
certainly did. I seen it.
He did.
No, he
He did.
didn't.
No,
They
he
gave
did
him a step ladder for a miniature horse.
Oh, no.
Fuck, he's only 12 foot tall.
You saw that belt buckle. He got that out of a gumball machine. Come one of those little plastic eggs.
He actually had to buy three different. He had to buy 3 different egg machines. You know what I mean? To get
That's
the one.
right. You know. No, he's got some pretty good music. I played in a country band, so I kind of got burnt out on country.
Oh, you and me both.
Yeah,
I mean, there's only so many times you can get your wife back, your dog back, your house back, your truck
No,
back.
sir. No, sir. We're still figuring out ways
Yeah,
you can get
this-
it back.
I
There's a
followed
few-
chapter
there's
11,
one-
y'all.
there's one band I'll always love, and I'll always love Brooks and Dunn. I think they're the best duo that's ever come along. I think Brooks and Dunn have some really good songs. I think Brad Paisley's got some pretty good songs, but
You know what? I used to be a really big fan of Brad Paisley, and then I
Tim
learned
McGraw's the man.
I learned
Tim
some
McGraw's the
shit
man.
about Brad Paisley. Like, he is a prick.
oh yeah, he's an asshole. I've heard the same thing too, and
He's
that's
a
kind of
fucking
why when he started out, he was great.
Yep.
You know what
Yeah,
country artist I think that does not get the credit that he deserves? I think
Who's that?
I think it's Vince Gill.
Oh yeah, Vince Gill's pretty humble. He's a pretty humble bumble. I like Vince Gill
Vince
quite a
Gill
bit.
is a writer for he's a writer for most of the younger generation that's coming into country now. He's writing country songs for the younger
Yeah.
folks.
Well, Vince Gill's a pretty talented guitar player too. That's what I play. the
Oh
guitar.
yeah, he is, and he's a wonderful tenor. He sings so beautiful.
Yeah, I
I
can
mean, he
sing.
harmonizes the way he sung "How Great Thou Art" with Carrie Underwood. Epic,
Oh yeah,
epic. It'll make you cry.
oh yeah,
Like,
it was
it'll open the
amazing.
floodgates. I kid you not.
Oh yeah, there's a few songs out there that do that to me.
I don't
If you-
think Carrie
yeah.
Underwood's been sold out. Most of them have been sold out, believe it or not, to these.
I don't like any new country, to be honest with you. I don't like any of it.
No.
Have you listened to Jelly Roll's country music? Have you
Jelly
listened to
Roll's
Jelly
pretty
Roll's
Yeah,
good.
country?
Jelly Roll's all right. I mean, he's kind of an old soul.
Yeah,
He's kind
blues.
of got an old soul imprint in him, so it's
Yeah.
hard for him to get away from all the country. Yeah, when he did, one guy I really like a lot is Craig Morgan.
Hmm.
And when he did that song "Almost Home," I listened to it for the whole month before I had open heart surgery.
Jelly Roll is bringing for me more soul and
Yeah,
humbleness to country music the way it used to be.
right. It needs to be brought back. I mean, there needs to be a lot more humility in the world today. I mean,
And it
I
gives
look at
glory to God. You know that song, Somebody Save Me?
yeah,
You
Oh,
know,
dude,
I love that
like
song.
that song. Like this is an honest to God testimony right here. When I first heard that song, my wife and I had split for a little bit, and that song,
Oh, damn, that wasn't that long ago.
yeah, man, like
What?
yeah, like it's been out for about 6 years now. So about 6 years ago, and I was ready to do something that I said I'd never do again, and for some reason or another, I got a notification on YouTube about Jelly Roll putting that song up on YouTube, and it saved me, man.
Yeah.
Like it legitimately saved me, and it made me realize what I was about to do was wrong and selfish. And I woke up the next
Wow.
morning, I was still here, and I went and got my wife back.
good for you, man.
That's what I'm talking about. Soul. He puts soul back. He touches the core of your soul.
God
He
works in mysterious ways.
he does. He uses all bad things for good. You know? None of us are worthy. None of us.
And
We're
then,
No,
really not.
here's the crazy part about it all is anytime I listened to a Jelly Roll song, it didn't matter how many times I listened to it, I'd always leave a comment on there, and I just always told him, I was like, I just want to say thank you for coming up here and telling our story, telling my story, and he was doing a live performance at Opera Hall in Tennessee, and it wasn't the Grand Ole Opry yet, but he just received. They surprised Bunny surprised him on stage with his first gold record for selling 1 million copies to Save Me, and he gets up to the mic and he's like, I don't know, it's crazy. I was staring right at the TV because it was live, and and he looked right in the camera and he's like, I want to thank you guys. I want to thank all you guys for letting me get up here and tell your story. And the next day, I was like, oh my God, baby, he was talking like he said that because like he was actually reading my messages. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
yeah,
do.
absolutely,
Yeah.
brother.
I got
I sure
goosebumps.
do.
Stop it. Oh my God.
And the next
Well, you got
day,
a good thing, Aaron.
and the next
You got a
day,
good.
he did a live stream on YouTube, and I got it on recording. Like I went back before this live stream ended, and I recorded it. And
Cool.
I was like, hey, Jelly Roll, it's me, man. And he's like, Aaron, what's up, buddy? I'm like, oh my God,
Aw.
Yeah, it was cool.
it was great. And then 3 months later, we got a
Wow.
live concert. So I cried the whole time.
Yeah,
Oh,
hey, that's a good thing.
My ass off.
That's all right, brother. I've done a lot of crying there lately. Ain't nothing wrong with you know what I call tears? Liquid prayer.
It's
Because
it's cleansing too.
God knows everyone that falls.
It's a way of
They have
purging
to
your
say.
hurt. It's cleansing. It's
Absolutely.
purging your hurt.
It sure is.
Yep.
Whether if it's self-inflicted or if it's inflicted on you by somebody else. But let me tell you one thing you got, Aaron's a tender heart, and that's a good thing.
That's
That's
part
a
of my
really
favorite
good.
scripture in the Bible is that God actually puts every tear that you cry in a bottle. Did you guys know that?
Nope.
Oh, I'm sure that he probably does. Yeah, he does a lot
Yep.
of amazing things for me.
Yep. It's found in the Bible, and it says that God stores your tears in a glass bottle, and your book of life, like all the tears will go into your book of life, and it'll actually tell your life story. You're a witness, you all your pain. Where it says that he's going to wipe every tear. It's real. It's real, y'all. It's real.
No, it's absolutely real.
Hmm
There's no doubt about that.
I've told Abba Father and Christ, I'm sorry for crying before.
Oh,
That
don't ever say sorry about that.
nope. It made me flow more because
Mhm.
I literally felt the lean, if you know what I mean. I
Oh,
felt
yeah.
heavy.
Something about me that a lot of people don't know, like, and you wouldn't be able to tell by my YouTube career, but especially here lately, this last year, like I've done quite a bit of crying, and up until 2 years ago, I honestly did not know how to cry. I never cried. I didn't cry as a kid. It didn't matter what happened to me. I just didn't. It was something that was looked down on by my uncles and shit, and um, I've shed a lot of tears over this last 2 years, more than I have in my entire life, and it's not the most comfortable thing for me to do, but I'm learning.
Hey, brother, I'd cry right with you if I was standing there with you. You had me all choked up just a minute ago because that's just like I said. For me, tears are liquid prayer because God knows every one that falls from your eyes. And He knows the significance behind them. There's nothing wrong with crying. Don't let anybody ever tell you that there's something wrong with it or a sign of a less of a man. It takes a real man to cry, if you ask me. And it does. Because I cried too. I've seen my father cry, and that was the toughest guy I knew.
Yeah. I always reach this. It's just I always reached this point to where I was getting ready to cry, and I just shut it off. Didn't like it. Like my grandpa died, and he was like one of the biggest influences in my life because he was the only grandparent I knew. My one grandma died like when I was like 18 months old, so I don't remember her at all. The only grandma I had was a royal bitch to me, and so like I didn't cry at her funeral. I didn't cry at my grandpa's funeral. I didn't cry at my. I didn't. I just don't cry, and we started working on it in counseling, and
Now you cry.
now I cry. So
Well, like Seaglass said, that's a lot of purging you're doing now. All that pain that you've carried for all those years of not going to not crying at funerals and stuff like that. It purges out your system. It's good and it's healthy. It gives you a fresh outlook on life sometimes.
yeah,
It really does. I mean, I've cried with many
Scariest
people.
thing that happened to me is, and this is a real live story, y'all. I didn't know it was possible, but you can break capillaries in your eyes from crying.
Oh,
And
yeah, you sure can.
when my daughter was missing from my life for almost 3 years, I actually cried black eyes before, and I didn't know that was possible either.
well,
Sure is.
And actually, my name means brokenhearted. I don't know if that means anything truly at all, but man, I'm living up to my name. Let me tell you, I am. But you know what? I have to think about Christ on that cross, and even before the cross, when they whipped him and they put the the thorns on his forehead, and he fell forward, you all. Even when he was on the cross, I mean, he fell forward, face plant, y'all. I mean, my
Oh, yeah.
sufferings are nothing. So the broken heart is, I'm finding out it's because I hated the way they treated him. That's what
Well,
I'm
they're
mad
great,
about
doesn't
most.
it?
Because how could you
They're-
send someone so perfect that is obviously of, our Father, and treat him so horrifically, like the silver that the Vatican has? They still have the silver pieces that Judas was given for betraying Jesus.
it's because
Yeah,
it's
You know,
you know what that was worth in today's monetary value. You know what that was worth?
I have probably nothing.
He sold his best friend out for $15.
Yeah,
15.
nothing,
That's
nothing.
what it was worth. $15 back
You
then.
could have spit more into a platoon.
Yep, that's what he sold his best friend out was. They were best friends. Judas
So I
and
know.
Judas and Jesus were best friends growing up.
But I love how
Jesus,
Christ was so honest, and he's like, "You're not only betraying me once, but
it
you'll
was
betray me
reported
3 times." Yeah,
when
he
Jesus was
knew.
a child by the river, he performed his first miracles with Judas. Nobody else was around. He made two pigeons out of clay and made them fly.
Hmm
I guess he was testing out his skills at a young age. So, I mean, that was
Tears
his
are
best
good.
friend.
Tears are very good.
Yes, they are.
I'm learning.
You'll be all right with it. I can tell. You got a tender heart.
It'll make you not want to crack, Aaron.
Right.
You know, I got a tender heart, but I got a gangster spirit. You know what I mean?
Well, that's okay to have both. I mean, Jesus says to be as wise as a serpent and as meek as a lamb. And a lot of people, I say, well, meek. They're like, well, you're going to be weak? No, meek. There's a big difference. I said, you know what the translation of meek is in the Greek word, in the Greek language? They're like, no. It's a horse's strength and perfect control. That's what meek means.
Yeah.
So you've got the wisdom of a serpent, which if you really watch a snake, they really don't want having any contact with people. I mean, one did in the Garden of Eden because he was the devil himself. He tempted Eve. But if you watch a serpent on the ground, they don't usually have a lot of contact with people. And if they do, they bite. And they bite first before they ask questions.
Yep.
So Jesus was saying there, be as wise as a serpent, but as meek as a lamb. Don't let them see you coming and don't let them know you're there. And that's what he meant, was carrying his word.
Yeah.
And being a witness for him.
Exactly.
Doesn't mean you had to have your fist up and fight all the time, because what did he tell Peter when they came to grab him? Peter reached in his sword and unsheathed it and cut that guy's ear off. Cut the guy's ear off. Jesus reached down, put a new ear on that guy's head, and he looked at Peter. He said, put your sword away. He said, those who live by the sword will die by the sword. He said, we all knew this day was coming.
And see, you do know that you are witnesses, because I'll give you an example of what's happened to me, and I'm 54 years old, y'all. So like, I have learned in the spirit. How have I learned in the spirit? Because even through a lot of hard times, I still had a lot of joy. I wouldn't let people take my joy. I never knew what that meant until I read scripture, okay? You got the Holy Spirit in you as long as you have joy. But get this, you all. Like, the biggest secret of my life is just like not letting people get you triggered. No matter how hard they want to trigger you, don't let them get a rise out of you. It's very, I don't know. What was I really saying? Hold on. Let me bring it back to what I was trying to explain. Help me, John, somebody.
About witnesses. You said
about witnesses. Okay, so get this. Back in 2019, and this was before any of the stuff was like announced. But like that Christmas, we heard about stuff in Wuhan. It wasn't even in the States, right? But something in my spirit made me speak out loud. Okay. It was almost like a tunnel vision kind of thing. I can't explain it. When I heard, not like an audible voice, I can't explain it, but something provoked me to say, this is going to be our last Christmas. Let me tell you what happened before. I can't tell you personally because I don't want to embarrass my husband, but something was done mean to me by a member of his family. And I ignored it. Nobody else seen it but me, but it was meant just for me to see. Only me. That way, if I would have popped off like that person wanted me to, I would have looked like the idiot. You get what I'm saying? But I was quiet in spirit. And that's when Christ talks to you most, is when he tells you, even in Psalms, where he layeth you down by the still waters, he keeps you quiet, still. You hear him more when you're still. So when you witness something, that Christmas, I looked at everybody and I was like, y'all, this is our last Christmas we're going to have with each other. And the room was real quiet. The atmosphere changed, you all, when I said that. I'm not joking. And you know what happened after that? That's when I knew that it was cold. Hearts were waxing cold. They didn't even care that it would be like, they didn't take me serious. And I was dead serious. I said, this is it. 2020, a couple months later, we were all locked down, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then they're coming at me like, how did you know, like, we would like not be able to, like, what's happening? Why do we have to stay home? They were freaking out, right? These are the things that we're supposed to be witnessing, okay? Because I knew it was all bullshit in 19. He told me in the spirit that something was going to be so deceptive that it could fool the very elite. I was learning that in scripture around that. I think it's in Revelation. I'm not really sure. But like that moment when you're witnessing that, it's the atmosphere, it does something different, you all. I swear it does. It's like you're known to remember that moment in time, okay? Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. Sure it does.
Okay, cool. Because I want people to recognize it, because when it's highlighted to you, I can't explain it. It's like that. Oh, you just know, You just know.
God gives us all a spirit of discernment. For some, is stronger than others. My brother Charlie is a discerner. And he could be spooky if he doesn't use his gift right. He can tell you exactly what you're thinking all the time because it's like, oh, gee, what do you got, ESP? It's like, no, it's just in spiritual insight God gives him.
Yeah.
He's very, very good at it. He's very good at it. It's not something that he's practiced. It's just something that he has. Me, I'm what they call an intercessory prayer. I know what my gift is that I can pray for people, and it usually happens. And I
Yes,
pray for
amen.
people.
Isn't that cool? Isn't that cool?
Oh, I like that.
Like
I pray
y'all,
for people
Randy
I don't
Jean, if you
even
know
know.
Randy Jean, she's cancer free right now, y'all.
I don't know Randy
Yep,
Jean,
I heard that.
but I mean, I take and when I pray and I'm in my prayer closet with him, it feels like I've been in it 10 minutes, or sometimes I could be in there an hour. And I pray for people, whatever he puts in my head. I don't ask what's wrong. I don't ask what their burden is. I just pray. Prayer is the simplest thing that we can do, and it lifts each other up.
And when you really put that full faith in it, that's why it happens. Because you
Oh,
know in your heart
absolutely.
he is everything and does everything.
Well, he
It's your
says, ask
heart.
in my name, and in his prayer, he said, ask in my name and consider it done. It's just not
Exactly.
done on our. It's just not done on our calendar. That's what happens with us, And then we go back to him and say, "Well, you said you'd get this done." Well,
Hmm.
I'm still
And
working
he
on it.
also said that we would do greater things than him too. And how do we do that? Through him. Through it.
Well, yeah,
All
I
things
mean,
have to go through Christ.
the day of Pentecost, when all the disciples, the disciples were a rough bunch. I mean, I was a fisherman for 11 years. I
Hmm.
lobstered for 11 years, and that's a rough crowd. That's a
Wow.
hard bunch of men to get. But once Jesus had them, and the day of Pentecost arrived, and tongues of fire fell down upon them from the heavenly realms, they all completely sold out for Jesus at that time.
Mm.
I mean, all well, except for Judas, of course. He hung himself. But I mean, all the rest of them did. I like Peter myself. He was
I didn't know
probably
that.
my favorite. Yeah, yeah. They were always bickering and arguing back and forth. I mean, it was 12 fishermen. I was a fisherman, like I said, for 11 years, and trust me, you never got two captains very often on the dock that just agreed with each other. They always bickered back and forth, and it was just stupid, petty stuff. And that's exactly what the disciples did.
Hmm.
I'm sure there was times that Jesus probably slapped himself in the forehead and looked at them. Geez, don't you guys get it? Listen to what I'm trying to tell you. But he didn't. He was patient, loving. It's just like when Jesus delivered Moses and his people. They walked around the Mount of Olives for 40 years. Why? Because everybody was bellyachers. They didn't want to have to do anything themselves.
Hmm.
That's exactly why. Because they went in and said, "Oh, there's giants in there. They're going to kill us if we go in and take the promised land." And there wasn't. There was nobody in there. They just had to go in and take it. It was theirs for the taking. So Jesus said, "Okay." So he let them march around that mountain for 40 years, so that generation was completely dead. And there was no more bellyachers. What they do? They walked in and they took it. So we're sick of walking around this stupid mountain. We're going to go in and take it. And then Moses couldn't even partake of it because he hit the rock twice instead of once, because God said, strike the rock only once. And Moses had a big head, and he said, "No, I'm going to hit it twice with my staff just to show these people the power I have." And it wasn't his power, it was God's power. So him and Aaron had to walk off, and Aaron was his brother. They couldn't go in and partake of the promised land. That doesn't mean he didn't get to heaven, but he couldn't partake of what he had delivered, what he had people follow him across the desert for, and through the Red Sea, and of the parting of the Red Sea and all that stuff. He didn't get to witness to the end of it
I know
because
that
it was
we're getting ready for a really big dinner. We're getting ready for a really big celebration. We
Oh, I think
really are.
so. I mean, I tell people not to. I mean, I tell people you focus on what God gives you. As far as if people talk to me about it, I say focus on what Jesus is giving you, as far as in your own heart and in your own soul, and spread that message when He gives you the opportunity to believers and non-believers both, because people change. Sometimes it takes people's words to it always takes somebody else's words of a believer to have somebody change in their life. And I can tell you, I've seen him touch the hardest of hearts and the meanest of mean, and it melts straight into a pile of putty. One of the biggest blessings I ever got was praying with my father-in-law, and it was so simple. And that guy had been through a lot, and I mean a lot. And it was so simple, and I knew he got it just the minute he prayed it. He said, "What's it mean to be born again, John?" And I told him, And I said, it's just saying a prayer, Dad. He goes, that's it. I remember he had shaving cream on his face. I was getting ready to shave him. And he sat there and he said the prayer and he looked up at me. He goes, that's it. I'm like, that's it. He said, I'm going to heaven now. I said, you're going to heaven now. And I knew he was because he looked at me and he had all clarity in his eyes. And he always had God with him. I could always tell. I could always tell he always had God with him. But he was sitting in God's lap at that time. Because God picked him up and gave him a great big hug.
Yeah.
So that was one of the biggest honors I've ever had, was being able to pray with him over that prayer. And that was huge for me because he was a really, really, really good guy. He was the type of guy, if you needed $100 and he only had 50, he'd go borrow the other 50 off one of his friends and give you 100. And he never asked for it back, ever. If you tried to give it back, like, no, 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 I don't want that back. That's the kind of guy he was. So I've been blessed my whole life to have good people in my life.
There's not too many people like that out there anymore, you know.
No, there sure is. I'm a lot like that. I mean, I don't care about money really. I mean, I care about it in the sense that it feels like I work my ass off all the time and I'm always broke, but that's
Right.
my own doing.
My
But
grandfather was the one who talked to me about God a lot. So I guess that's how you could say that certain things were like instilled in me for some reason.
Sorry. I gotta cut you guys off. Check this out. 7 minutes ago. Caitlyn Jenner's house seized by FBI after being linked to Diddy scandal.
What?
wow.
Check that fucking shit out.
Wait, now what?
Click on it. I'll read it.
All I heard was Caitlyn Jenner. Who is that?
This
Bruce
video
Used to be Bruce Jenner.
Who?
Used to be Bruce Jenner, the Olympian.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What happened to him?
Listen.
He's Caitlyn Jenner now. He became transgender.
Well, to
Yeah.
him, but yeah, what happened to him?
His house is linked to Diddy's house.
The FBI just seized his house because he's been linked to Diddy.
Oh, it's all coming out, you all.
Oh
It's
yeah,
all coming out.
I hope so. Every bit of it.
Even J-Lo and Ben Affleck are separating.
Well, that's not a surprise.
And
I
the
mean,
truth is going to come out about Tupac, for real.
Oh, I already know about how Tupac.
It's all coming out.
Tupac was robbed from us.
Diddy's done a lot of damage.
Yeah.
Sean Combs. Let's call him what he really is.
Don't scare me, please. What's going on?
Who in the hell would want to be called Diddy anyway? I mean, that is just even a sus name there. Like you want to Diddy with somebody. It's weird.
When the feds raided Puffy,
All of Hollywood's weird. Well, most of Hollywood, I'd say.
I call him Holly Weird.
Yeah, they're definitely Holly weird for sure.
Hollywood.
Oh my God.
It's all a big satanic cult out there.
Ugh, you got that right.
Every bit of it is.
It's Nephilim.
Okay. We're gonna listen to this. Okay, I might get struck for it, but I don't care. This has got to be heard. So check us out. It's 15 minutes, but we got to listen to this because it's not just Bruce Jenner or Caitlyn Jenner.
Kris Jenner.
It's Kris Jenner as well. So
Okay.
yeah.
hours before that happened, she and Chris has close ties, but the FBI and law enforcement, they know something is going to happen. They know everything. Any man that has a sister, any man that has a friend that's a girl, any man that has a child, you understand, who saw that, if they wasn't appalled.
Zionist media handlers surrounding her, all in and out her Hulu TV show, all in and out her family, all in and out the house that I created for my family. But she's not here just to have content up on adult channels. She's not here just to have that last interview magazine. Kim is a friend of mine. We always talk about.
We were just talking about that was Kanye West talking about Kim Kardashian.
I think she's doing a lot of good work. She's doing a lot of work more than other people who have platforms who might even came from that situation. So
What's wrong? Don't scare me, please. What's going on?
That's Caitlyn Jenner. Or Kim Kardashian.
The feds are looking for Kris Jenner. When the feds raided Puffy's houses, they found tapes with evidence of Kris Jenner being part of some criminal activity.
Not incidental. Somebody made $100 million and now don't have to talk to that artist or none of their crew. Don't have
That's
to
Cat
validate
Williams.
none of their contracts. Now only got to deal with the mama. Only got to see her once a year and it's over. And the money goes up and up and up. So they killed this $20 million guy.
They got this new breed of rapper that's paying DJs to play this. Right. You know what I'm saying? They sucking the record label executives and it's like there's too much of that going on. Right. You know what I'm saying? Let me be me. Let me be the artist that I am and just play my music. You know what I mean? Exactly. Now they want you all up under this, sitting at the going to dinner with them and like that, and all that favor for a favor shit. I don't get down like that. Look, I give you the music, you give my money. That's it.
Someone named Lucien. Well, Lucien worked for
It's
people
Kanye.
who control the banks in Africa, who keep, oh my God. Think about we have Black Wall Street, we have Harlem, we've been gentrified, and we ain't really been pulled together since, other than to maintain what they call the black vote, which you don't have an opinion in the vote. And then they get all these celebrities that go on TV like, we got a problem with his political opinion. He's out of control. He's bipolar. He's anti-Semite. He's whatever they want to call somebody to try to get people to not listen or have, take away.
This is all being played out of educational and entertainment purposes only. So there you go.
Video footage that has released of Kris Jenner in Diddy's house.
To choose to sign with somebody as truly evil as Louis Taylor, unless you didn't have a choice.
Well, it puts him in a very difficult position because if he is ever charged, whether on the state side or federally, if he ever testifies, there's going to be limitations on whether he can actually do so without being confronted with things like this. So there's a lot of collateral impacts of this video, even if those particular acts are not being charged in the federal case.
Now, this is a bit of a Stranger Things type of episode. As you guys know, P. Diddy's house just got raided. He's allegedly flown away. Well, at least his private jet has. Who knows if he's on it? And it's going down when it comes to Diddy, bro. Like, it's going down. Well, people notice something. It's alleged. Calm down. But check this out. So somebody posted, Kim unfollowed Diddy 24 hours before that happened. She and Kris has close ties, but the FBI law enforcement, they know something was going to happen.
Things have definitely escalated for Diddy. A video surfaced showing him in a violent altercation with Cassie, which has been circulating online and causing widespread discomfort. As a result, Diddy's future is looking bleak, and he's come up with a drastic plan. What could be worse than being exposed for his actions? Exposing others who knew about his behavior and chose to ignore it. Diddy is reportedly ready to reveal incriminating footage from his wild parties, with Kim Kardashian rumored to be first on the list. If he goes through with this, Kim could be facing significant public backlash, leading her to lay low for the time being. What's the real scoop? Is there actually compromising footage of Kim and Diddy? That remains to be seen. The whole situation blew up when CNN released a surveillance video on May 17, 2024, showing Diddy's aggressive confrontation with Cassie. He seemed to be punishing her for something as trivial as leaving the room while he was asleep. Since then, the media frenzy around Diddy has only intensified. Now that the evidence is public, Diddy's previous denials carry little weight. With his reputation under scrutiny, the impending lawsuits look even more daunting for him. It's hard to imagine any judge siding with him now that his credibility is so severely damaged. The road ahead for Diddy looks challenging, to say the least. When the video surfaced online, it was clear that the path forward wouldn't be smooth for the hip-hop mogul. But it's not just him who should be concerned. Given the gravity of the allegations, everyone associated with Diddy might also face public backlash. Kim Kardashian, in particular, seems to be in a precarious situation. Rumors are swirling that she was involved in Diddy's notorious parties, and it might only be a matter of time before more details come to light. Knowing Kim, she's not one to just sit around and wait for things to happen. She's reportedly been busy trying to remove any trace of her connections with Diddy. When Homeland Security visited Diddy, those surprising events might have shocked many. But Kim was reportedly forewarned. How do we know? She unfollowed Diddy on Instagram just a day before the news broke. While it might seem like a coincidence to some, in the world of the Kardashians, such moves are rarely accidental. It appears to be a calculated decision, particularly considering she had plenty of time to make this move, but chose such a critical moment to distance herself. Okay, something interesting is happening here, folks. Fans are pretty sure Kim is trying hard to close a wild chapter of her life. But Kim K, did you remember those tapes? It seems like Diddy kept a full collection of videos showing what went on at his parties. According to a lawsuit by Lil Rod, while he was with Mr. Combs, he found out that Diddy had hidden cameras all over his homes. He thinks Diddy recorded a lot of famous people, music industry bigwigs, politicians, and athletes. And now that Diddy feels trapped, he's using those tapes to make a deal. Diddy's plan might be brilliant. He could expose a bunch of celebrities who partied too hard with him and hand them over to the authorities. This could lead to some major arrests, which would help Diddy but not Kim K. She might be one of the celebrities Diddy has offered up. Now, there's an urgent situation at Kardashian HQ. Kim and her team are scrambling to erase any connection to Diddy. But the internet is full of super sleuths, and Kim can't outpace them. When it came out that Kim had unfollowed Diddy on Instagram, fans started digging into her past. And it looks like the secret is out. Now, meet Lou Taylor, the head of TriStar Sports and Entertainment Group, founded in 1992. But she's maybe more famous for setting up Britney Spears' conservatorship. Back in 2004, Lou was managing Britney's younger sister and eventually got close to their dad, Jamie, too. Since then, Lou Taylor became the spokesperson for Britney Spears' family. She played a big role in what happened to Britney, influencing everyone around her and reportedly taking a large sum of money from Britney's fortune. Sources say Britney knew about and was upset by the control Lou Taylor and her company had, making millions from her. After breaking free from Britney, Lou cracked the code on how to succeed by using similar tactics on other celebrities like Courtney Love, Lindsay Lohan, and Justin Bieber. You'd think the Kardashians would avoid someone like that, but this is the Kardashians we're talking about. Page 6 found documents showing that Taylor was listed as an agent for service of process for the Kardashians, which means she was the contact for legal papers for their companies. She held this position for various Kardashian ventures, like Kendall Jenner's company, Kris Jenner's foundation, Kim Kardashian's fragrance company, and Kylie Jenner's company. Even Kylie's boyfriend, Travis Scott's company, is on that list. Things got even messier when, just 2 weeks after Britney Spears' explosive testimony, Kylie and Kim changed their legal contact from Taylor to another company. But it's unclear if this was because of Britney's situation, since during Kim and Kanye's divorce, documents showed that Lou Taylor still controlled Kim's trust fund. So how does this all tie back to Diddy? Lou started her career at a management firm that worked with Diddy's old label, Uptown Records. That's how she met Diddy. They say birds of a feather flock together, and it seems they liked each other's business style. According to an ex, Diddy and Lou were last seen working together with the Live Nation Group, a name in the music industry known for protecting its members. This user also mentioned that Diddy and Lou are linked through a Christian group that promotes the prosperity gospel, a belief that financial. But that's just the beginning. Not everyone knows this, but Kris Jenner started a church called the California Community Church in 2009. It's a nonprofit, and members have to pay about $1,000 a month and give 10% of their income every year. It might seem like she's helping the community, right? Well, think again. You might have been tricked by the Kardashians. Since the church is a nonprofit, they don't have to show where the money goes.
It just goes on and on and on.
I can't listen anymore. I hope they all rot in prison cells.
Hey guys, I gotta go. I gotta crash. I gotta go to work early.
All right, my friend.
Well, have a good night.
All right, Mr. John. I love you, my friend. Thank you for being here and being a part of my life, bro. Just you and me,
glad you
Casey.
guys had a really good Father's Day.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Man, it's about time that all that truth comes out. I don't know if they'll be able to like appeal it or where it's going to go from here. But it does seem to me like those big ones just don't get in trouble, don't it?
Yep, it does.
It's like they'll bring a little bit of the truth out, and then they'll tuck. Like, look at all the shit that happened with Epstein. Like, all that shit's been dismissed. Did you know that?
It don't surprise me.
I'm like, oh my God, Ghislaine is in jail. Okay, it's obviously still an open case, or she wouldn't be in jail. Or is she in jail? Who knows?
Yeah, who knows? It's
Right?
ridiculous. Yep. All you need is a bunch of money to get out of shit on earth. But they got a really good one coming in the store for them when they leave here.
That's big news right there.
I definitely wouldn't want to be them on their judgment day.
Hell no.
That's for damn sure.
I mean, God only knows how much that man's really done.
Yeah.
I mean, if I could go through a TV screen, just the way, forget about all the shit that he's done. Okay? Let's just take the surveillance, from what he did to Cassie. I would beat the fuck out of him.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean,
like that wouldn't happen around me, you know what I mean?
Hell no, it wouldn't. Now, he should be in prison for that alone.
Yeah, he'd have been taken out back and he would have been shown what it's like to be a woman beater.
If my husband so much as even smacks my face or offends my body in any way, he'll go to jail for domestic violence. But if you're P. Diddy, you can grab someone by the damn neck, kick them when they're down. I mean, Jesus, did you see what he did to her?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
How is he not in jail?
It's because he's got money.
It's bullshit.
Here's where things get really fucked for me with him is that same chick, okay, I believe.
Cassie?
Yes. He settled out of court with her for $32 million in 24 hours. Why?
So he's buying people out.
He settled out of court so shit wouldn't go public between what she was suing him for. In 24 hours, he paid her $32 million fucking dollars.
Damn.
What's up, Elaine? How are you, sweetheart?
So that's how they get away with the shit.
Money will get you out of anything except for judgment.
Shit, not me. You
got enough money. You got enough money. You can get out of any trouble on earth. Guarantee fucking to you.
Some man offends me, and I've lived this. This is my testimony. I didn't wait. I called 911, and they saved my life that night. It wasn't worth staying for money or to be a trophy wife or whatever the hell they call you. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to get the hell away and be safe. The dude was chalking my tires. I mean, domestic violence, it needs to be handled. It can't be bought out. It needs to be handled to make sure it doesn't happen to any other woman or a daughter, or a child.
Or a man. It don't need to happen to anybody.
Yeah. You never put your hands on somebody else.
Unless it's called for.
Unless it's your life depending on it. But that's called self-defense.
Yep.
Like
I've been called some pretty fucked up things in my lifetime, and people have accused me of hitting my wife, and I just laugh. like I don't even need to prompt my wife, but my wife will tell you how many times I put my hands on her. I have never put my hands on my wife when she didn't want me to.
Sugar Glider wouldn't put up with it. Your ass would have already been behind bars.
Oh hell no. Oh hell. Not even behind bars. I wouldn't be here.
You probably would turn yourself in. You'd feel so damn guilty though, Aaron.
Oh, I wouldn't have time to turn myself in.
You wouldn't even think about it though, so that's just out of the question.
Nope, I wouldn't. But if something like that happened, like she'd put me in a hole in the ground. I'm dead serious. She wouldn't even fuck around. She's not a cop caller, so that's not going to happen. She just bonk me with a shovel and fill up a hole.
She'll take you out, but not to lunch.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. I hear you. Hey, Elaine. It's good to see you, sweet. I hope you had a good Father's Day. Hey, there's James too.
Yep. Everybody can grab the link. Everybody can come up. Everybody can come up on panel. It is open panel always, and we're
Please,
celebrating. We're
please come
celebrating
up,
Father's
come up.
Day, and celebrate my 2-year anniversary being on YouTube.
Chop it up with us for a while.
Hell yeah!
It's a celebration.
Hell yeah!
Man, you've had a lot of graduations. You guys have had an epic 24.
Yeah, it's
Kids
been
are
crazy.
successful.
Yep,
Again,
it's been
a lot
crazy.
of blessings.
My
It's been
son
a really
just,
good year.
my son just, so he gets the letter from the college here like a week and a half ago, and he's like, Dad, what is it? I was like, oh, it's a check, and he's like, what did they send me a check for? I said, I don't know, maybe it's your stipends or whatever, because he was in this school program, and they paid him to go to school. So he was thinking it was that, and it wasn't. It was part of one of the grants he got. He got paid out $1,200.
Cool.
And then 3 days ago, I get another letter in the mail. It's for him. It's from one of his other grants from one of his I didn't mean to say grants. One of his other scholarships. Yeah. One of his other scholarships he's got, and it was a $1,700 check. He's like, Dad, that's almost $2,000. I said, no, son, that's almost $3,000. That's over $3,000. Yeah. And he's like, I think I'm gonna need a bank account now, Dad. So he went out yesterday, and the day before he called my mom, and my mom took him out and got him this little miniature crock pot and shit, because they don't have a stove in his dorm room because they can't have open flame and shit like that. But he bought himself a little skillet or a little skillet so he can do some. He's like, I want to cook at home. I said, oh, you're calling it home now, huh? I was like, when are you gonna get your rest of your stuff then and get out of here? He's like, come on, Dad, I'm never moving out. I'm like, what are you calling home then? Like, I haven't had a home. Like, I haven't had a home cooked meal forever. I'm like, dude, you've been in the dorm room for a week. So grandma, my mom took him to go get a little crock pot and skillet and some a little pan and stuff like that. So
have to give him a little stir fry.
Yep, he's got one. He got himself a little wok.
Like a wok.
He got himself a little wok, a little mini egg cooker.
Mm-hmm.
Hard boils eggs and shit, and they all plug in.
It sucks when they leave home, though.
It does. I'm not digging it too much. What's up, Mr. Chapman?
How you doing, sir?
Good. How are you, sir?
How you doing, James?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm doing good, thank you.
Good.
You see, I got your name in the bottom there.
Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. Chapman. Got Casey's in there, and I know I've missed some people. I'm an asshole like that, but
No, you didn't miss nobody.
So, hell, I even give a shout out to Nicolene and the Griffs. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, every one of you guys have played an equally important role in my success of being on YouTube, and I appreciate it. Like, no matter how long I've known you or how short the time I've known you, you've all been a major part and an inspiration to me and a drive to help me keep going. And it's because of you that I sit here today with the 2-year anniversary of YouTube.
Well, honestly, we come around because you two are epic people. I mean, I don't know what I would do without you and Sugar Glider, because you guys let me be me. I mean, you guys aren't these like territorial people. Like, that's my friend. Nobody else can be around her. And like when I needed to like heal my family, you guys didn't, you just allotted us time to heal. And most friends are just like territorial, y'all. I'm not kidding.
When a friend tells me they need time, that's what they get. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
And when they want me to be back,
and you didn't even take it personal, and I love that, because nothing has ever gone, sour with you, myself or you or Sugar Glider, I mean, we just flow like the river,
Yep. I cherish the friendships that I have, because I don't have very many of those. So, like, I mean, I have more YouTube friends now than I do have real life friends.
Same.
And thank you for that, Actor. I appreciate that. I really do.
Thank you for liking us too.
Hey, you guys are easy
in the asses, aren't we, James?
Yep.
No.
I'm good.
Well, James, he's a hard ass. James is a hard ass. So I mean, I'm kind of on the fence about him, but I keep him around because he's good looking. So.
Yeah. So how was your day, James?
I love you, James.
I love you. It's good. I love you, buddy. It's been good.
Good.
I've been I went to Virginia to see my sister, and then came back, and That's about it.
Did you say you went tubing?
No, Virginia.
Oh, okay.
I was been wondering where you. I've been wondering where you've been.
Yeah, I've been I went to Virginia for 3 days, and
Would you go there
then
for just to visit?
to visit my sister and her family.
All right, on.
Yeah,
You
Nice.
have fun.
it was a good time. Yeah, I went to my daughter's, my sister's daughter's graduation at her school.
Oh, that's cool. So your niece
Oh,
graduated.
Yeah, she doesn't. Well, actually, we don't. She doesn't even. I mean, not being really anything, but she doesn't even like acknowledge me or anything.
Yeah. Well, maybe that's because you guys live so far apart. You know.
Well, I don't. I don't see her that often, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it's the way it is. I don't know if she really. I don't know her that well, but her brother likes me. But at this point, I don't know. I mean, she doesn't want nothing. I don't know. I mean, I'm just tired of. I really tried to. I actually went to graduation because my sister said to be the bigger man, and that's what I did. I went to graduation. I got thank you for coming to graduation. Nothing. I got no
well,
thank you for even coming. I mean, well, you know, it
Well,
really.
I know it's not any consolation, but I thank you for going because that shows that you are a bigger person, James.
yes,
Yeah,
it does.
it,
Good
it
point. Good point.
yeah, it does. Yeah.
And I'll offer you this, and I know you don't know my kids at all, but I consider you like a brother to me. So
Yeah.
like you can call my son and my daughter your niece and your nephew if you'd like, and you will be now
Yeah.
called our Uncle James.
Yeah. So, you know, um, so I mean, it's so hard for me to even
Oh, I bet.
assess express myself how I really feel about my sister's daughter, and I
Yeah.
don't want to. I don't want any type of like conflicts between her and her husband. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Sometimes as hard as it might be, though, it's just sometimes it's just best to let those sleeping dogs lie. You know.
Yeah. So yeah. mm,
You know.
So yep. So
I know it sucks. I got four nieces or three nephews, and one niece that I used to be, or two nephews and two nieces that my wife and I used to be extremely close to. And
yeah.
since my sister and my wife and I have had a falling out, we don't have anything to do with them, and it kills me every single day. But it's just best. It's just best to leave sleeping dogs lie sometimes. You know.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. I saw a couple of your lives. The guy you came up, he's a military person that you had there on your channel.
When today?
No, about it was a couple weeks ago.
Mm.
The old guy?
No, not the old guy. The guy with the hat on, and he was in his room,
Mm.
and he had
Oh, yeah. Oh God. Yeah, I know who you're talking about. Yeah, I know who you're talking about. Younger
um
guy.
younger guy. Yeah.
Yep. Yep. I got his number. Yeah. Yeah, I know who you're talking about. His name slips my mind though.
Uh,
Mm-hmm.
um, I really want if you talk to him again, I want you to tell him I really respect the women. I want you to tell for me that I really respect the women of the military.
All right, I will do.
I really do. I respect everybody who's in the
Oh,
military. Yes, I
yeah.
do. I even support the military.
Can't remember his
Oh
name.
yeah, Josh.
Yeah.
Josh. Yeah.
Yeah, Josh. Yeah. So I mean, it's been a while for me here, and I lost a lot of weight, and I'm good, and I'm eating healthy, and that's about it.
Yeah.
What's going on with you, Aaron? Anything going on with you, man?
I just spent the day working, most part of the day working. I spent some time with my daughter and my son, and
That's good.
my daughter and my son got me some cool flowers for Father's Day, and
Nice,
my wife got me a plant and a T-shirt and
nice,
some
nice.
sour candy. So she gets an A+ today because of sour candy. So
Yeah, yeah,
then I got lunch, and I went and bought my dad lunch, and of course, since I had bought my dad lunch, I couldn't leave my mom out, So I had
right.
bought my mom and dad lunch, and
Yeah,
now I'm here spending the rest of the day with you guys because it's a celebration for the Get to Know channel because 2-year anniversary today, so
Two-year
that's cool.
anniversary.
yeah.
Oh
That
yeah.
is awesome.
But like I said though, this is more. This really isn't like a celebration for me. This is a celebration for all of us, but mostly you guys, because without you guys coming here, I wouldn't be doing it. So
It's your celebration because, like, you did good. How
Yeah,
so? Because when I came over, you were about ready to quit. I shit you not. Remember that? You were
oh
like,
yeah,
I'm fed up with YouTube. I'm just fucking out of here. I quit. And I'm like, coming into
yep,
the like this all new, you know what I mean? And
yep.
yeah, you persevered. You really just kept going. You didn't let any demons hold you back.
And I'll be honest here, and the reason why I haven't quit is because I look at the number of subscribers I got, and I got a lot of people that are dedicated to this channel. And if I would have quit doing it, I would have quit on all you guys, and I'm not about to do that because you guys deserve better than that.
We know you're
I,
not a quitter.
So
yeah. I'm just,
Thanks for not
I'm,
being a quitter.
yeah.
yeah, that's one
I,
thing I'm not.
I do follow other I do follow other channels. I follow I do follow Cobra Kai Nation, Cobra Kai Kid. I follow Strike First, Cobra Kai. I follow Cobra Kai. I follow all the Cobra Kai channels.
I bet you do. I bet you're their number one supporter.
I'm sorry. I mean,
There's
I,
nothing to there's nothing to apologize about, man. You like it, so therefore you support it. Like I'd have been the same way if YouTube would have been around when The Sopranos was on. I would have followed every Soprano group. You know what I mean?
Oh, you
So
know it.
I
yeah. I
get it.
mean, it's. I mean, for
I would
me.
have
I
been
mean,
right there with you,
yeah,
G2K.
Christopher Moltisanti was my favorite, and when he died, dude, I broke our TV. Like I went and got the last season. I went and got the last season when Christopher Moltisanti died, and and we're watching it. And Tony goes up and he finishes Christopher off. It was a mercy. It was a mercy type of deal. Dude, I got up, dude. I fucking hit the DVD player, dude. Broke the DVD player. I punched my dude. I started crying. My wife's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "He fucking died. I can't believe it." Like I was legitimately upset, dude. I was fucking mad as hell when Christopher died, dude.
yeah. You know,
So I know it's like. So I know it's like to love a show like as much as you like Cobra Kai, bro. I just
yeah.
like busting your balls
I
about it.
do. I mean, to be honest with you, I mean, I'm dealing with stuff in life right now, but I'm trying to get a job and I'm trying to move on. I don't really. It's the most important thing. I mean, the one thing I learned from Cobra Kai was Pat Morita when he played Mr. Miyagi
Yeah,
when he taught Daniel how to do karate, and it really stuck to me. Like all the Miyagi Do trainings that he did.
oh
Now
yeah.
is a different universe with them. But that's
You
just
get
me.
it. It's your escape. It's your escape from everything that's around you on a daily basis. I get it, man.
Yeah.
I
So
get it. I get it.
what you do tomorrow? Work tomorrow?
Work.
Work.
Yep. All work. All work.
So
Same.
yeah, same.
That way I
So
can. That way I can have fun when I play.
yep. So
My wife and I haven't been out on a date night for 3 weeks now, so I really got to work my ass off. So
yep.
because Daddy wants a date night. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Mm.
that's good. That's good. Yeah.
I am
So
enjoying the shit out of these Reese's Pieces.
hell yeah. My wife's the only other person I know that calls him that.
I love them. I love Reese's Pieces.
My wife's the only other person I know that calls them Reese Pieces.
That's what they are.
Yeah.
They're my
Yeah,
favorite
Reese
candy.
So.
Mm-hmm. Listen, I wanted to wish you guys a happy Father's Day. I'm going to get my butt off of here and say goodnight to my hubby. And I'm spending a little bit of time with him before he goes to bed.
You know, I was just going to say the same thing myself. I was going to say the same thing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I had to go take a shower in the evening. So
well,
all right,
you guys
I
have
got
an
to smell you from
epic
here,
night. Congratulations, Aaron. We love you a lot. We love you, Sugar Glider.
Love you too.
Yeah.
Thanks, Casey. Love you too, sister.
Okay, much love, everybody. Bye.
Thanks for popping in.
Bye. All right, Mr. Chapman. I'm going to bounce on up out of here myself.
Okay, sir. Bye-bye, sir.
All right, man. Have a good night,
Bye-bye.
James.
Bye-bye.
Bye. So, everybody that's here, I appreciate it. Everybody that wasn't, just know I still care. And you guys are all awesome. I'm going to watch a movie with my wife, I think. So, have a good night, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. John, it's always a pleasure. Always a pleasure, sir.